They say at age 60, you're supposed to have your life all figured out. You should be standing at the finish line of your life, looking at and mapping out the final chapters. Well, I look around. I'm not at the finish line. I'm at the starting line. My name is John Robinson, and this YouTube channel that I've made is called Rookie Senior. I had a fantastic career. I moved all over the world in software semiconductor space, brought my family with me, 3 kids, was married for 30 years, developed a great nest egg, made a dream home, had a lot of great hobbies, and I was ready to relax and enjoy it, the fruits of my labor. Well, now I look around and I'm retired early. I'm divorced. I've sold all my possessions. My kids have alienated me. And these are not just life events. These are chapters in my life that have closed unexpectedly. But I think they've given me an opportunity to do something I never would have written on my own. Start over. So what I can promise you this on this channel is that I'm going to give you a rookie spirit, and I'm going to give you the exploration of a senior. So I am a senior. I'm 60 now, but I'm also a rookie. So kind of figuring this out as I go. I'm learning out loud, so to speak. So you'll see my wins, you see my losses, you see my screw ups. I'm not a guru. I don't have all the answers, but I do have an anchor. Everything I do, every decision I make is rooted in the belief that God has my back. And, it's that confidence that has, I guess, that faith that has given me the confidence to start over at 60. So if you're at a similar crossroads in your life, or you're curious to see what this rookie journey is all about at age 60, or maybe you just want to know something about the Philippines, I'd love it if you stuck around. So where do we start with this? Okay, let's start with how I got here. Let's see. I just finished my dream home, and it took us 2 years to build it. It's a fantastic dream home. Oh my goodness! Maybe next time I'll show you the dream home that we're selling. My wife said to me, this was May 2025. She came to me. She said, "I'm bored and I want a divorce." And I'm like, "What? Come on. That's not something you hear every day." So, I knew we had our struggles, but I didn't think there was anything that was not solvable if you were committed to it. I was faithful, was loyal, I was a good provider. So when she told me she wanted a divorce, I like, okay, well, let's have an emergency save the marriage cruise. So I took her on a cruise. Oh, ice cold. And then I said, okay, well, let's go through counseling. We went through counseling.
What is wrong with you?
That just wasn't working. I think the point of it is she was made up her mind. She was done. And I could, it was devastating. Obviously it was really devastating, but in the end of it, I realized that you can't force somebody to be with you. You got to let them go if they want to go. And so I gave her what she wanted, which is the divorce. And I tried to be as amicable about it as I could, got a lawyer. I was honest about everything. We split everything down the middle, 50-50, the 401k, the house, everything. Oh, it was hell. Oh, it was hell, guys. I hated it. And I'm still dealing with it and still going through it. But so how did I choose the Philippines? Well, I looked and I said, well, all right, I have a pretty decent nest egg. I could live in the United States on my nest egg, even though it's cut in half. But I want to do more than just live. I want to explore. I want to meet new people. I want to really especially explore the beach and try some new cultures and new people. And I'd heard about the Philippines from various people. I heard about Filipina P, Chad Foster, and a couple of these others that have been on YouTube, and I watched their videos and I thought, wow, let's give that a try. So I started to explore, what is that like, and what is the Philippines like? What's the cost of living over there? How much money could I, expect to spend over there? And so I started to think about the Philippines and I started to watch those videos. And Then I started as the divorce was firming up and I knew that it was coming, I started to get into the dating apps. And so I found Pina Love and I got on Pina Love and it's a great app. Lots of women there. Um, I probably chatted with, to be honest, at least 100 of them because I was really looking for somebody that I could really zone in on. What I found was that most of those were just interested in one thing, and that's money. But for the few girls that weren't interested in money, I transitioned them over to WhatsApp, and from WhatsApp we started to, you know, uh, do video chats and video conferences, and we started to exchange photos. And you really get to know somebody. For me, it was really important that they have a relationship with God because that's really important to me. So maybe there were about 8 girls that transitioned over to WhatsApp. And then once I got to know them really well, I narrowed that down to my list of top 3. I made a decision, okay, I'm going to go over there and meet them. So as the divorce was final, I went and I met the first one. Nah, it wasn't a good connection. I could tell right away she wanted money. I met the second one. Wow, blew me away. There's another story there, maybe for another video. Met the third one. She was nice, but really the second one really I decided to zone in on. So at this point, I've been over there now to Cebu 4 times. I've met her family, met her kids. We've been on several vacations together. Her name's Jenny. I would say, yeah, she's my girlfriend. So, and we're moving forward with that relationship. And she's a great reason for me to go and consider living over there. But really, I want to start a life over there. I'm really interested in writing a book. I know how stupid that might sound. Maybe everybody says they want to write a book, but I'm seriously into it right now. I figured it's probably a 20-chapter book. I'm into chapter 6 right now. And being retired gives me the time to do that, and I'm really excited about the book. I'm also interested in, video production. I've always been making videos for what have you, and I've had other YouTube channels, and so I'm sort of interested in that. And growing my relationship with God. So those are kind of the 3 things that I'm really focused on. And then maybe the 4th one would be, starting over, building a new life and making some new friends. And, I'm familiar with overseas living. I spent a lot of time overseas, as I mentioned, in my career. So the culture shock thing, I know there will be some, but I've navigated those in the past and I think pretty successfully. So I think I'm ready for that, although we'll see. In the next video, maybe I'll show you around the house and show you this killer dream house that we built, and maybe talk to you a little bit more about why I chose the Philippines. But what I really hope that you gain as a viewer, and pardon me, but I took some notes here. I just want to read from the notes, is what I hope you gain as a viewer is I'm giving you some kind of a relatable blueprint, maybe full of screw ups, but it's maybe hopefully relatable. Maybe courage if you're having a start over, a do over. You can watch me figure out how to do it as I go along. Maybe give you a few how-to tips. Not that I know anything. I'm just figuring out as I go along, as I said. And also some faith anchors. I want to definitely express how God is a part of this whole process. And more than anything, the community. I did find a community group on Facebook. I think it's California Expats, John Samolo's group over there. And I met some of those guys in one of his meetups. And wow, what a difference. It's great to have some people in your same boat, if you will, right? So I really hope that maybe in my YouTube channel can become sort of a community. So anyway, let's see where this goes and see how it goes. And thanks for sticking with me and welcome along for the ride. See you on the next one.